This is my presentation on investigating career interests and professions. The professional organizations I looked at were the Learning Disabilities Association of America and the National Science Teaching Association. The Learning Disabilities Association of America I thought was really cool because it provides resources and information and tools for not only the teachers but the parents and families of students with disabilities. I think this is something that is lacking a lot for parents, and this is a good resource for me as a teacher to not only learn but also to kind of help educate the parents that I'm working with. I also thought it was really interesting how there's localized support. So even West Lafayette has an affiliate, and this is someone I could reach out to or even connect parents to, and just in general get information and training on advocacy for both me and the parents. So I thought it was a really good tool to help not only the students at home but here at school and just kind of equip the care team. Another one is the National Science Teaching Association. Has a lot of professional development both in person at these national conferences, or you can schedule it for your district or your school. But there also are so many online resources, web seminars, recorded PD that you can just access whenever. And the coolest part about the NSTA is that you can look up almost any science topic at all, and there are so many resources and information in addition to lesson plans. So if I'm going to teach a lesson about something that I'm not quite confident in, I can learn about it and then find the lesson plans and activities to do with students. I thought that would be a really good resource. The scholarly journal articles I looked at, the first one is the environmental care attitude analysis of prospective biology teachers. And it talks essentially about how us as teachers and the way we view it can kind of affect our classroom and also affect how our students interact with learning. The part I really liked was where it talked about how if we are, as teachers are intentional about preventing damage and setting up in our classroom in a way that is like a safe space, respects students, acknowledges their needs, and kind of meets them where they are, in addition to being intentional about repairing natural damage, things that they are coming in with that we didn't have anything to do with, whether it be home life, disabilities that they have, past experiences. But when we can be intentional about keeping a classroom that doesn't have or has the least amount of damage as possible, the environment is the best for students. And another interesting point it brought up was how a lot of students have that natural enjoyment for learning, and that is what impacts their success and their environmental attitude. And it really makes me want to figure out how we can kind of create this enjoyment for learning in the students that don't naturally have it. The other article was the Mentors as Instructional Coaches for New Teachers, Lessons Learned from the Early Career Framework in England. This talks about the instructional coaches as mentors and how they can help these new teachers, but it also talks a lot about the flaws that are going on in instructional coaches and about how us as educators kind of lack this knowledge of pedagogy and language and how we can kind of interact and teach each other or talk about these concepts in a productive way, and how a lot of times instructional coaches are a little detached, and they kind of view themselves as experts, and therefore they struggle to kind of meet their mentees where they're at. The two potential career options I looked at were science teacher and instructional coach. I think long-term is instructional coach, but currently I would like to pursue being a science teacher, specifically a biology teacher. And the leadership skills that I think I as a teacher would need in both of these professions is to listen and learn, and be attentive. That goes together, and being aware of what my students or the staff I'm supporting as a curriculum or as an instructional coach need, being a good model and just showing how we can act right, how we can respect each other, how we can work hard. Empathy, meeting students where they are and being kind. Being adaptable, I feel like goes hand in hand with that. And then be analytical and a problem solver and not just get stumped or get stuck in my ways, but really be able to meet my students where they are and do what's best for them and not just do it one way. And these are my references.